Hey everyone, DC the Realtor here. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things real estate, home buying, and even a little personal finance. So the point of today's video is this. If you're thinking about buying a home, there's no doubt you've heard a lot of talk about interest rates, home prices, so on and so forth. But here's the thing. While those things are important, they're not the most critical factors in determining if you're ready to buy a home. And today, I want to focus on something that should be at the top of your list, and that is meeting the requirements to qualify for lender's financing, folks. That's right, folks. Meeting the loan requirements is key. In fact, meeting the lender's qualifications is more important than worrying about interest rates or even home prices. Why? Well, stick around because by the end of this video, you'll understand why the best time to buy is when you actually meet those lender requirements, and why maintaining your qualifications should be a top priority. All right, so first, let's break down what we're talking about when we say lender requirements. What they are is, these are the key factors that lenders look at when they're trying to determine whether or not you qualify for a home loan. Hey folks, so there's four major requirements, or four requirements I should say, are all major, right? And the first one is your credit score. What's your credit score? Basically, your credit score is a snapshot of your financial so-called trustworthiness, right? Most lenders require a minimum score, and that can vary depending on the loan type. So if you wanted to get a government-backed FHA loan, let's say, well, that would require a 580 credit score. What's known as a conventional loan, that would require a 620 credit score, okay? Next is what's called debt-to-income ratio. And this is basically a measurement of how much income is going towards paying debt versus how much income you have. Okay, so too much debt versus your income, bad. Okay, red flag. The next one is your employment history and your income. So here the requirement is lenders want to see stability, right? And so in that case, having a steady job and consistent income, that's crucial. Right? They don't want to see any gaps in your employment. As a matter of fact, it's 2 years. They want to see at least a 2-year steady employment history. Next is the down payment. So how much money can you put down up front? That matters. The more you can put down, the better your chances of qualifying for a loan, because the more you put down is going to subtract from the overall amount that you actually need to finance. Okay? So now, here's why these are so important. If you fail to meet any one of these requirements, it doesn't matter what interest rates are. It doesn't matter how much the houses cost. You simply will not qualify for the financing that you need. That's right, folks. These lender requirements are rigid. As a matter of fact, or if you want to call them strict, okay. But the truth is, they are not flexible. So unlike interest rates that fluctuate with the market, or home prices that you can negotiate, these qualifications are rigid, inflexible. So for example, if your credit score dips below a certain threshold, or your debt to income ratio increases because you took on a new car loan, you could lose your standing and find yourself disqualified from financing. So let's say also you're just a few points shy of the credit score requirement, for example. The lender, he's not going to budge. No matter how close you are, it ain't going to matter. It's a black and white scenario with these lenders, okay? Either you qualify or you don't, okay? And also keep in mind, it's extremely easy, super easy, I should say, to lose your standing. One single financial misstep, like taking on a new debt, changing jobs, or even a small error in your credit score can throw you off track. That's right. So while everyone's talking about waiting for interest rates to drop or waiting for home prices to fail, you need to focus on keeping yourself in position to do what? Qualify for a loan. Let's talk timing. This whole timing thing, right? When's the best time to buy? Listen, when's the best time to buy a home? The answer is simple. Is when you meet these requirements, no matter what's happening in the market, folks. If you qualify for financing, that's your green light. That's the time you take the leap, so to speak. Why? Because waiting for interest rates or prices to hit some perfect number Why you don't meet the standard is pointless. You'll be stuck on the sidelines watching opportunities basically pass you by. Folks, you could have the perfect house picked out at a great price, but if you haven't maintained your credit, right, if your debt is too high, so on and so forth, or if your income has become unstable, none of that's going to matter. And what's worse, folks, is during the time you're waiting for the perfect moment, you could easily lose your qualifying status. That's why focusing on maintaining your financial health, right, and meeting those so-called lender requirements is way more important than timing the market, or what's the interest rates, or what's the prices, so on and so forth. Okay, so I mentioned losing your qualifying status. Well, here's how easy it is. Here's a few common ways people fall out of qualification without even realizing it. The first one is taking on new debt. Could be a new car loan, new credit card. These things spike your debt to income ratio, and that's a major red flag for lenders. Too much debt, not enough income, gonna disqualify, right? The next thing is inconsistent employment. So you switch jobs or gaps in your employment. That can jeopardize your qualification, especially if you're in the middle of the approval process, okay? Kaput. It'll be over, okay? The last thing, neglecting your credit. So a missed payment or a dip in your credit score, that can disqualify you also. Even if the rest of your financial situation is in order, you got everything in order, one little missed payment, disqualified, okay? So what I'm trying to say, it's a fragile balance, folks. And you got to stay on top of it. That's why the best time to enter the market is not when the media says, it's when you can safely and confidently meet these requirements, okay? And those requirements are, again, credit score, debt to income ratio, employment history and income, down payment. When you meet those requirements, when all those ducks line up in a row, that's when you take the leap. That is your market. Alrighty, folks, so let's wrap this up. Yes, folks, interest rates and home prices are extremely important. I'm not saying that they're not, but they're not the most important factor in determining when to buy a house. As a matter of fact, the most crucial thing, yet again, that you need to focus on is whether or not you meet the lender's financing requirements. So, by staying on top of your credit score, maintaining a healthy debt-to-income ratio, and staying on top of your income, or ensuring that your income is steady, right? You'll put yourself in the best possible position, folks, to secure financing, right? Regardless of what's happening in the housing market. You'll be ready to take that leap, regardless of what's happening in the housing market. When you have all those ducks in a row, you're ready to take a leap, regardless of what's happening in the housing market. So remember, the best time to buy a home is when you're ready and when you qualify. Okay, so keep your financial house in order, and you'll be ready to pounce or take that leap, folks, when the right opportunity comes along. Okay. Alrighty, folks. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe. Please leave a comment, especially if you found this helpful. Alrighty, then I'll see you in the next video, and together we'll dive deeper into the real estate world, and together we'll make smart and informed decisions. Alrighty, then. Tell a friend to tell a friend. DC the Rose once again signing off. Thank you for watching. Take care.